Hi everyone, welcome back to Movie Make It. I'm Miss Julia and today we're going to be making our frog ball and cup game from The Princess and the Frog. For this project you'll need your bag that everything came in. I'm going to be using this as a surface to paint on so I don't get paint all over my table. You'll want your green tempera paint. You'll want your brush. You might want your glue dots. You'll want your piece of string, the white label that came in your kit, some of your googly eyes, your black paper, and some things that you might want from home are your scissors, tape, and you'll also need a toilet paper tube roll from home. You can pause the video here and go get your supplies. Now that you've had a chance to get your supplies, I'm going to move some things out of the way. I'm going to start by painting my toilet paper tube roll. Oops, mine still has a little bit of toilet paper on it. Let me pick that off really quick. I think it would make the paint kind of look weird. There we go. That's better. So the first thing we're going to do is take our toilet paper tube roll and make it into the shape that we need for our frog. So one end is going to be the frog's mouth and the other end will be its little feet. So what I'm going to do is take my thumb and carefully press down till I'm about halfway on either side. And there I have kind of a little U shape here. So I've pressed down with my thumb, made a little bit of a U shape so that about half of my toilet paper tube is covered with itself. I'm going to rotate my toilet paper tube and do the same thing on the other side. So just gently press down till I get sort of that U shape again. So that's what your toilet paper tube roll will look like. This is the shape that we're going for. So all I did was press down, turn it, and press down. So now I have one side of my toilet paper tube for the mouth of my frog, and these are going to be its little hind legs. The next thing I'm going to do is take my green tempera paint, and I've put down my bag that everything came in so that it will keep my table clean, and I'm going to gently use my paintbrush to mix up my paint a little bit. Then I'm going to go ahead and paint my frog. You'll want to do this part ahead of time so that it has some time to dry. If you put on the paint really thick, it will probably take longer to dry. If you put it on thinner, it might only take 10 to 15 minutes. But if you put it on really thick, it might even take overnight. So you'll want to make sure that you have some time to start on this project right now. And then time for it to dry. And then you'll be able to finish it up later. Have you seen The Princess and the Frog? I really liked that movie. I think my favorite character were either Ray or Mama Odie. Did you have a favorite character? Okay, now that I've got everything covered in paint, I'm going to set it upright like this and let it dry. I'm going to take my lid and put it back on my paint. I could save that and use it for something else later. I actually did one yesterday, so this one is already dry. So I'm going to take all of these things and move them out of the way so I can finish the video and show you. But this would be the place where you would stop if you just painted yours. You can come back to the video once it's dry. Now that you have your dry toilet paper tube roll with the green paint, we're going to start decorating it like a frog. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab my little eyeballs and I'll stick them on. If you want, you could take markers or something else and draw some frog patterns on, or draw on little front legs, whatever you would like. I'm going to leave mine kind of plain though. The next thing I'm going to do is grab my string, my label, and my black paper. I'm going to go ahead and make a tiny little fly so that my frog can catch a fly in its mouth. The first thing I'm going to do is make my little fly body. So I'll take a little bit of my black paper and I'll go ahead and cut it into a circle. You could also take a bit of paper, like a bigger bit, and crumple it into a little ball if you'd prefer. Whichever way you would like to make yours, either with a little crumpled up ball like this or with a flat one. So the next thing we'll do is make the little wings. So I'm going to take my label, peel it off, and I'm going to cut it in half. So to do that, I'm going to gently feel. One side is sticky, one side is not. I'm going to fold it so that the sticky side is on the outside. So I'll stick one onto one finger, one onto the other. This way I know that I've got the not sticky side here. I'll fold it in half and kind of squish it so that I can see the fold line. And I'll use my scissors and cut on the fold line. I'll work with one at a time, so I'm going to put this one back onto the little bit of paper that it came on. So for this, I think I'm going to use the flat one to make mine, and I am going to take one of the corners of this and gently stick it on like that. So now my little fly is on there. Then I'm going to take the other half and I'm going to fold it so the sticky sides touch each other. So now that kind of looks like a very square fly wing. So I'm going to use my scissors and gently cut it into a shape that I think looks a little bit more like a fly wing. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same thing with my other half. So I'll stick a corner on, fold it over, stick them together, and use my scissors to make it into more of a fly wing shape. Whatever you think a fly wing shape would be. There we go. The next thing I'm going to do is take my string, and you can leave yours really long, or if you'd like your frog to have a shorter tongue, you can cut it shorter. I think I'm going to cut mine a little bit shorter so that you'll be able to see the whole thing in my video a bit better. But if you want to leave yours long, you can do that too. So the next thing I'm going to do is take some of my tape. I'm going to carefully tape my little fly onto my string. There we go. All nice and stuck on there. And then the last part is to take another piece of tape, or remember, you can also use your glue dots. I'm going to stick the end of the tongue inside of my frog. And I think I'm going to use 2 pieces of tape on this just to make sure it's extra stuck on there. I wouldn't want his tongue to fall off. There we go. And now what I can do is I can gently try to flip my fly up into my frog. Oh, almost on that one. I got him inside. Well, I hope you enjoy making your ball and cup frog, and I hope you enjoy playing with him when he's all done too. Remember, if you enjoyed this craft and your grown-up says it's okay, you can post a picture of it in the classroom. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!